I think it's important to stay on this subject for a little bit, and that's that all the commands are implied stays. So Joopy's in the down position, and that's where he needs to stay until he gets another command. And I'm not going to say the word stay because that would tell the dog or indicate to the dog that there's something other than down, and there's not. It's just down. I said down, and that's it. Make it easy on the dog. If you say stay to the dog, if I would say Joopy stay when he's in the down position, I'm making it harder for him. I'm telling him that there's another command other than down, and there's not. Not right now. It's just down. Down. And so we'll circle Joopy. Make sure that Joopy understands that it doesn't matter where I move, what I do, he needs to stay in the down position. Now, here's the deal. It is with all the commands. So we might take Joopy and put him at whoa, Joopy here. And I'll put him at whoa, Joopy. Whoa. We'll put Joopy at whoa, and it's the same thing. He needs to stand there, not move. I'm not going to say whoa, stay. It's just whoa. That's the command, whoa. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't say stay to the dog. That's just going to confuse the dog. It makes it harder on the dog. Just get the dog used to doing the commands as implied stays. It's built into the command. That's what I'm saying, is that stay is built into the command. So don't say stay. This is whoa. It's a standing position. It means stand and don't move. Whoa. It's a good boy. We'll do it again in the down position. Joopy heel. Joopy down. And we'll get the dog used to not moving. Now, if he's sniffing a whole lot, no, see, he's going to screw up. So if your dog is doing that, anytime your dog is sniffing, like if you're walking and sniffing on the ground, tell the dog no. Because the dog isn't doing the command. Once again, it's not staying in the position down. So if, say I was walking Joop or any dog and they're sniffing, you should correct it. Make sure that their head is up. If they're sniffing on the ground, they're tracking, they're not in the proper position. If they're heeling, their head needs to be up and they need to be sniffing the air, not sniffing the ground. He's not tracking, he's heeling. Now, so if you're working down or anything and the dog starts sniffing around, beware, the dog is probably going to screw up. The dog was not paying attention, he was sniffing a bunch of stuff. Doesn't matter that his girlfriend Mila is in heat. That's what he's sniffing. So if he starts sniffing again, I'd say no. And repeat the command, down. It's a very good dog. Heel. I will put him at whoa again. No, I didn't say sit. I want you to whoa. Whoa. If the dog sits when you tell him whoa, you can slide your foot underneath the back, underneath their back legs and whatever, and they'll naturally stand up. It's just a little tip. It's helpful with whoa. You could also kind of take the leash and just pull them forward by going like this, whoa. In other words, so if it's sitting, pull them forward a little bit and say whoa. Let me demonstrate that. Heel. So you got two options here, okay? So he sits, you can either slide your foot in here, make sure he stands up, right? When you put your foot under there, say no, whoa, whoa, right? Joopy sit. So he said sit, you could also pull the dog forward a little bit. Like this, Joopy here, no here, whoa, whoa. this is Jake. He's a hounds and pounds dog. Sit. Good boy. Notice when I said good boy, it was right when his ass hit the ground. Not before, not after. Jake, down. No, down. Good boy. This dog, there's nothing wrong with this dog. This dog came to me, and what the problem was he was chasing cats. So nobody ever told him not to. That's the problem. That's the problem that we have with society, is that there's this notion, this purely positive bullshit. Like, that's just sold to the American public. Oh, you can train your dog without telling it no. No, you can't. You'll end up with a mess. You'll get a dog like Jake who was going to get in trouble because he had no training. It's either no training, lack of training, or improper training. And improper training is purely positive. That is just, imagine, you're not going to tell your dog when it's screwing up. People do it. People end up saying no anyway. So learn how to do it properly by using an obedience trainer, a balanced trainer. If you use a leash with the dog, you're using pressure. There is no such thing really as purely positive training. Stay away from anybody that says that they're a purely positive trainer, you know, and is selling it as, you know, dog training is fun. Yeah, it can be fun. That's true. But it's also hard work. You can't just give the dog treats and expect things to go well. We're doing the same thing that we were yesterday with Jake, and that's all the commands are, it's an implied stay, and he's in the down position. So I circle the dog, and I make sure that Jake understands that it doesn't matter where I go, it doesn't matter. He needs to stay in the down position. If he would get up, if I would see him getting up, if the dogs were running around here, and he would get, and I saw him like he looked like he was going to get up, I'd say no, right before he got up. If he got up and moved, I'd put him back in that position. Right exactly where he was, giving him some pressure on the way back. You know, that could just be verbal pressure. No, right? If it's a small enough dog, you can kind of pick him up and put him back directly on the spot. There's nothing like getting a dog off of its feet, picking it up, and putting it right back where it was. It's sort of uncomfortable for the dog. They're off their feet. It's a four-legged creature. It's comfortable walking on the ground. You gotta do this for the dog. If you want the dog to live in a human society, that's what we're talking about. It's not empire of the dogs. It's empire of the humans. We're it. They need to conform or they get in trouble. I love dogs. That's why I train dogs. I love them, and I want the dogs not to get in trouble. There's nothing worse than a dog that needs to be put down because it was improperly trained with this purely positive bullshit. It's ridiculous. So we do the down position. We'll also do whoa with Jake. Jake here. Jake, whoa. Then we'll do the same thing. I'll circle Jake and make sure that he understands it doesn't matter where I go, he needs to stay in whoa. No. See, he sat down. So I'll say no, no, whoa. Slide my foot underneath there and make sure he stands up. Not a problem. The dog learns and learns that this is what we want. This is what I expect of him. No, whoa. There's these motorcycles and stuff back there sort of flipping the dogs out. It doesn't matter. That's why I had the dogs out here. That's a distraction. That growling sounds like a growling animal. It doesn't matter. Dog has to learn to trust me that I'm going to make the correct decisions for the dog. Don't worry about that back there. I said whoa. If I'm not freaked out, either should you be. Jake, whoa. Circle the dog. No. Looked like it was going to move, so I said no. Whoa. Now I'm going to go pick the leash up, but before I pick up the leash, I'm going to say no. The reason why is a lot of times dogs move when you're picking up the leash. We got to get the dog used to this. No. I put the leash back down. I'm going to pick it up again. I want the dog to be habituated to the fact that if I pick up the leash, it doesn't mean to move. Whoa. Heel. Good boy, Jake. Now we'll put Jakey back in the whoa position. Just come over here. Jake, whoa. No. He sat. This is not a big deal. Just make him stand up again. Whoa. Whoa. There's a lot of bird dog trainers that say, Jake, here. There's a lot of bird dog trainers that say, don't teach the bird dog sit. This is true. Don't teach it sit, because if you have the dog at whoa, it might sit. In other words, whoa, that's the standing position when the bird dog goes into point, right? So if for some reason you might correct the dog or something, it might go into sit, it might be trying to display dominance. It's ridiculous. It's a command. If the dog sits when you said whoa, say no and repeat the command. Whoa. Here. Here, you're doing good. Whoa. It's a good boy. Whoa. Jake the snake. Jake the snake is up for an adoption. If I needed a dog, Jake would be my dog. He's awesome. He's a very smart dog. Here, a little bit about Jake. He's a very smart dog. He is, and he's relatively mellow. He's not completely mellow, but he's young, and he's just being taught to do things. If he was living with me, I don't perceive problems with the other animals. I don't. But if he was going to a home, it might be a home without a cat, just because it might be easier for the person dealing with him. I had no problem within, maybe 12, 15 hours, he was leaving my animals alone. He's not chasing my cat anymore. He's not chasing, that's a very good sign. If he went to an owner that, say, had Jake and then, wanted to get a cat, it would just have to be an owner that understood that Jake needs to be corrected when he's screwing up. If he's chasing the cat, he has to learn no. And you also have to habituate the cat and dog together, and you don't do that by just letting the dog run around chasing the cat. Use a crate. Put the dog in the crate. This is my recommendation. Anytime I have a cat killer come to my house, or even a cat chaser, which is the pre-cat killer. That's what they do. They chase the cat and then they kill it. The dogs are in crates. I start teaching the dog that, don't do that. In other words, forward motion stops. It stops because Jake is in a crate. If he's chasing it, it just conditions the dog to chase the cat. He's doing something he likes. He's chasing the cat. So Jake went in a crate. Bucket, my cat's rubbing up on the crate. Jake's not chasing it. He gets used to the cat. Not a problem. All these dogs that kill cats, they're just like any hunting dog. They're just like any bird dog. The way I deal with them is very similar to that of a bird dog. In other words, the prey drive is manipulated. That's what I do. I manipulate the prey drive. If it's a bird dog, they stop at the chase. You do the same thing with a non-bird dog. Like this is a terrier mix probably, or maybe some kind of cattle dog, some kind of herding dog, but it's the same thing. You teach the dog to stop at the chase. No, sit. Ladies and gentlemen, the Duncan Munchkin. Here, take that sock off. You got it. Good girl. Heel. No, heel. Sit. This creature here, this is Mila. She's also known as Munchkin Face, the Duncan Munchkin. She has a lot of aliases. She's very cute, she's very friendly, and she's in heat. And she's driving Billy the Hedgehog crazy. And the weirdest thing about Billy the Hedgehog is that he really is like one of these dogs, like he's like from the wrong side of the tracks, He's a mutt. And she likes him. so it's even making him crazier. Like she'll run up to, like, if I have her out, she's gonna go see 2 different dogs. She's gonna go see Joopy and Billy the Hedgehog. That's it. It's weird. It's weird. Billy the Hedgehog. So we're teaching Mila to take a sock off, and this is difficult for her because of her size. Like, I can take a sock off no problem, but he's a 100-pound dog. So he's got a lot of weight. All he has to do is hold and pull back, and that's it. Sort of like a human doing it. But with her, she's low 20s or something. She's not very big. So it's about her getting a better method and her sort of like figuring that out on her own. And just us doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it until she gets it. Take that sock off. You're a good dog, dude. Heel. No, heel. Sit. Mila, take that off. You're a good dog, dude. Heel. Drop. Good. Sit. Mila, take that sock off. Good girl. Heel. Sit. No. Sit. Drop. No. That's on pretty far. Can you get it? Take that sock off. Yeah, there you go. Heel. No, heel. Sit. No. Drop. Mila, take the sock off. You got it, sis. That's a good Duncan Munchkin. You are a good girl. Yeah, let's do it again because you dropped it. Sit. No, sit. It's good. Should I put it on all the way, me? I'm going to put it all the way back, me. Rip that thing off, okay? Pretend it's your mommy's foot. No, hang on. Okay, take it off. You got it. Pull. Pull. Keep pulling. Pull. It's stuck. Here, now try it. Pull. There you go. Good girl. That's a good hustle. Sit. Drop. Mila is the winner of the online poll on what dog is most like a Duncan Munchkin. She's super friendly. This is such a sweet... This dog, I've talked about this before, one of the problems I have with the dog, is its cuteness. I just look at her and I just think that she's just so cute. So no matter whatever she does, I have to consciously say, well, she's being bad right now. No, sit. See what I'm saying? Now you know what I'm talking about. See? I didn't tell her to do this, but she's cute when she does it, so it's a real issue. No, sit. Sit, you Duncan Munchkin. Give me a kiss. You're a good girl. Give me another one. Good. Sit. No. One more time, because you're the Duncan Munchkin. Sit. Take that sock off for me. Take it off. Yeah, that's it. Sit. No, get a heel. Sit. Hold. Drop. No, drop. Pretty good, Duncan. Now, when I was down in Brooklyn building everything for my show, we were still working the light switches, but what I had done is I made it real big. I made it extra big because I wanted to make sure that she was getting a lot of success. So now we're going back down to this size because that's the size of, you know, knob that we have that she's going to use in Taiwan. So it's a lot thinner and it's a lot shorter. It's important that she does this. It is. It's very important that she does this, and she will. You're a good girl. She is. She's a good girl. The Duncan Munchkin. She's just so sweet. You know, this is the kind of dog that could end up being a lap dog very easy, and it would sort of screw her up. It could have detrimental effects on her behavior. A lot of people do this, like, oh, the dog's sweet, and then all of a sudden the dog's like sitting in their lap, and then all of a sudden the dog's either like growling at the owner or growling at friends and stuff. So just because the dog is one way doesn't mean that their behavior can't change. Keep on target, stay on point, make sure that the dog doesn't sit in your lap and isn't covering you. Don't let it in your bed, don't give it people food. It just confuses dogs and gets dogs in trouble. So let's see how she does on the light switch. I bet she does it just fine, because she's my Duncan Munchkin. She's so cute. Look at her. It's gonna be tough. There's all this stuff over here. There's rocks. It's like an obstacle course. Mila, off. Yes. Mila, on. No, hold. On. No. Yes. Mila, off. No, off. Yes. Healed. Beautiful. No problems, huh? Sit. Yes. Heel. Good. Mila, off. No, off. No. Mila, no, off. No. Off. There you go. Heel. Sit. On. No, on. Hold. Yes. Sit. Mila, off. No, off. Yes. Heel. Tennessee's over here. 10. Come on, man. I'm working. Tennessee's just going to walk right through. Mila, on. No, on. No. Mila, on. Yes. Mila, off. 10. 10's blind or deaf, and she don't know what she's doing. Mila, heel. Mila, heel. Mila, off. No, off. No, off. Yes. Mila, on. No, on. Yes.
Yes. On. Yes. No, off. No, off. Off. Pull. Yes.
Mila, on. No, on. Yes. Mila, off. No, off. No, off. There you go. Sit. No. Oh, you want to do that? We'll do that in a minute. Mila, on. Yes. You're done. Ladies and gentlemen, the Duncan Munchkin. Place. Sit. The Duncan Munchkin. Look at her ears. It looks like she's got like a giant head of hair. Right? She's a very, very pretty dog. She's going to the groomer. Her and Choopy this week. They're going to the groomer. Sit. Place. Sit. Place. Sit. Mila, heel. Sit.